Never, never would I do it.
She had nothing to do with
Nigga,
it.
you what the you had to do with it?
I had nothing to do with anything. She had nothing to do with it. I have nothing to do with nothing. I have nothing to do with nothing.
Don't be better than that.
And I do. I know all of y'all. Y'all ain't telling me I had nothing to do with it either.
Wilmington, North Carolina teen and New Hanover High School student, 16-year-old Miyonna Jones, was last seen around 5:30 p.m. on November 1st near the 1100 block of South 7th Street and officially reported missing by her family on November 2nd. She was reported to be 5 feet tall and 110 pounds, with brown eyes and long black braids. She was wearing a red turtleneck and light blue jeans when she was last seen. The day after she went missing, Miyonna's mother posted to Facebook stating the following: "My 16-year-old daughter, Miyonna Jones, was reported missing November 1st, 2022. It took almost 3 hours to get an officer to show up to make a report. Even once they got to me and my family, they seemed to not take the matter seriously, even after being face-to-face with the last person who at that time last seen her alive and well. After the report, I called them to get any feedback and or updates, but the officers never returned my phone call. I went to the Wilmington Police Department in person to demand an update and was told my calls were shown to be unanswered or left opened, and the 2 officers that were in contact with me just left for the day. I haven't seen a BOLO or Amber Alert for her and was not given info as to how to see this and keep up with the process. I've been surfing the web all night trying to see if she'd been posted in any of those databases, but came up with nothing. Please help." Since her disappearance, members of Miyonna's family and friends took to social media to post reports and updates and seek information on her whereabouts. The outpouring of grief was overwhelming, with social media posts having been shared almost 40,000 times. Facebook groups like Missing People in America, which spreads awareness of missing individuals, were also involved. Parents in New Hanover County were concerned for their child's safety at school after a principal's email highlighted recent missing teenagers, including Miyonna Jones.
Our thoughts and prayers continue to be with multiple New Hanover High School students that are considered missing. Sutton's email also says that supportive resources from the district are available for students and staff as they process these incidents. It is true that several teenagers have gone missing in recent weeks. New Hanover County Schools confirmed a missing 16-year-old Miyonna Jones attended in HHS, but they deferred to the police department when we asked about other students that have gone missing. WPD has posted about several missing teenagers in recent weeks, including Jones and another missing 16-year-old Stephen Allen Jr. However, when we talked to WPD, a spokesman referred us back to the school for more information.
Less than a week later, local authorities began suspecting foul play in her disappearance. During a press release, the Wilmington Police Department announced that 2 people were suspected of having involvement in the case. 25-year-old Jarice Jones, who is Miyonna's half-brother from her father's side, was named by the police as a person of interest after he was alleged to have been alone in his car with the now missing teen. He remains in custody after being arrested November 2nd on unrelated charges of first-degree rape, first-degree kidnapping, and assault by strangulation, as well as possession of a firearm by a felon and parole violation. He's being held on a $1.4 million bond. 27-year-old Randy Johnson, who police describe as Jarice Jones' girlfriend, was arrested November 5th and charged with felony obstruction of justice in relation to Miyonna's disappearance and is being held on a $100,000 bond. The 2 first appeared in court on November 7th. The New Hanover County District Attorney's Office said an investigation into the teenager's disappearance led law enforcement to search the New Hanover County landfill late last week. On Thursday, November 17th, law enforcement announced that the search for Miyonna finally came to a tragic end with the discovery of her body in nearby Pender County, 2 weeks after she was first reported missing.
Wilmington Police Chief Donnie Williams and New Hanover County District Attorney Bday say that there are still 2 suspects identified in the case of Miyonna Jones.
Miyonna Jones' half-brother, Jarice Jones, has been in custody since November 2nd. His girlfriend, Randy Johnson, was charged with obstruction of justice on November 5th and are expected to possibly face additional charges.
We do anticipate murder charges coming out, but we are going to be deliberate and make sure that we have the necessary forensic evaluations that need to take place.
Chief Williams says police searched the New Hanover County landfill for Miyonna Jones for the last 2 weeks.
This is an active, ongoing investigation, and we're doing everything in our power to ensure that anyone involved, they're charged to the fullest extent with the commission of this despicable crime.
They were assisted by multiple agencies, including New Hanover County Sheriff's Office, FBI, Brunswick Search and Rescue, Pender County Sheriff's Office, Wilmington Fire, and Q Center for Missing Persons.
I have never seen a more extensive investigation to try and bring a child home than what I've been personally witnessing over these last 2 weeks. This is not the homecoming any of us wanted, but I applaud all of those agencies.
We want to send our condolences to her family, her friends during this extremely difficult time. We're asking the community to keep them uplifted in prayer.
Although the landfill was the center of the search initially, District Attorney Bday did not share what led investigators to Pender County, where Miyonna's body was found.
The following day, Wilmington Police Department announced that Jarese Jones has been charged with first-degree murder in connection to 16-year-old Miyonna Jones' homicide. He is currently being held without bond and possibly faces the death penalty. In addition, 61-year-old Judy McKnight, Miyonna's grandmother and founder of Mothers in Mourning in Wilmington, which is a group of mothers who have lost children to violent crimes, has been charged with a felony for obstructing justice and is being held under a $100,000 secured bond. Both appeared in court on Friday, with McKnight involved in a physical struggle and shouting match just after making her appearance.
Never would I do it.
Tempers flare at the New Hanover County Courthouse today as Judy McKnight, the founder of Moms in Mourning, a group that helps mothers who have lost children to violence in our community, is charged in connection to the disappearance and death of 16-year-old Miyonna Jones. She is one of the 3 people now charged in Miyonna Jones's murder. Wilmington police say her body was found in Pender County Thursday morning. WCT's Zach Solon was in that courtroom as those 2 suspects stood before a judge. And Zach, as we just saw, it was a tense scene in the courtroom this afternoon as McKnight tried to leave.
Yes, it was, Daniela. McKnight has posted bond, and as she tried to walk out of the courtroom today, someone started shouting at her, and deputies had to restrain several people. Right here, you'll see McKnight being held back by deputies after being involved in that scuffle with someone just outside the courtroom doors. McKnight is charged with obstruction of justice in the death of Miyonna Jones. Arrest warrant shows she allegedly lied to police and hindered their investigation. They were searching for Miyonna for more than 2 weeks. McKnight posted her $100,000 bond after her arrest yesterday. Miyonna's half-brother, Jarese Jones, is in jail without bond and charged with first-degree murder. Jarese is also McKnight's grandson. He could face the death penalty. Jarese's girlfriend, Randy Johnson, is also charged with obstruction of justice. She is still in jail under a $100,000 bond.
The motive for the murder is still unknown, and the investigation remains ongoing.
I want the community to know that our officers have worked tirelessly around the clock these past 2 weeks, searching for her. The Wilmington Police Department didn't do this alone. We've been assisted by several organizations. That includes the New Hanover County Sheriff's Office. I want to thank Sheriff Ed McMahon. New Hanover County Environmental Management and landfill staff. The Federal Bureau of Investigations. Brunswick Search and Rescue. The Wilmington Fire Department. The Pender County Sheriff's and the Q Center. All these organizations have been extremely helpful in this effort. At this time, we have charged 2 individuals in relation to this case. 25-year-old Jarese Jones of Wilmington has been in custody since Wednesday, November the 2nd, 2022. His girlfriend, Randy Johnson of Wilmington, is currently charged with obstruction of justice. More charges are anticipated in relation to this case. As those charges are charged, the District Attorney's Office will release that information. This case has taken a mental toll on our personnel and for others directly involved. We will be following departmental protocol and referring all of our people for mental health follow-ups. I want to remind the public that this is an active, ongoing investigation, and we're doing everything in our power to ensure that anyone involved, they're charged to the fullest extent with the commission of this despicable crime. At this time, I want to turn this over to our District Attorney, Bday. Ben?
Thank you, Steve. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me echo a few things that our chief just said. The first is that as a father myself, I can't imagine the suffering right now this young lady's family must be enduring. They have our commitment that we are going to do everything we can to make sure that she gets justice. And our condolences and prayers are with that entire family and all her friends, and I know she has many. I've been now a prosecutor for 23 years, the elected district attorney for 18. I proudly serve both counties that are involved in this case now, and you've heard about some of those police agencies. I advise 20 different police agencies, and at any given moment there's 1,200 officers on the street. In the entire time I've been in this office, I have never seen a more extensive investigation to try and bring a child home than what I've been personally witnessing over these last 2 weeks. This is not the homecoming any of us wanted, but I applaud all of those agencies, inside and outside of law enforcement, who joined forces. I saw them personally offer up continuing to work beyond when their shift was over. They were truly trying to volunteer to stay on to try and find this young lady. And so I thank them for just their professionalism, and also from one parent to another, that this is the biggest obligation we have to our children, is to keep them safe and to bring them home. And so I'm very pleased that we are at least able to bring that amount of closure. We are not able to talk about the facts of a pending case. I think most of you now are pretty familiar with what I have to say next, and that is that 3.6 and 3.8 of the ethics rules deal with pretrial publicity and the special responsibilities that prosecutors and by extension law enforcement has in talking about this case. The only time we can do that is in a courtroom, and we intend to say plenty in a courtroom, and they've given us a lot to work with. We do anticipate more charges in this case. You've already heard the names of a couple of individuals and seen their first appearances. We worked hand in hand together, my office and the WPD, from the very earliest stages of this case to have this suspect, both suspects, in custody at an early stage. And we are going to do everything we can to keep you informed as this progresses. We do anticipate murder charges coming out, but we are going to be deliberate and make sure that we have the necessary forensic evaluations that need to take place. We will let you know when there is a first appearance for anybody connected with this case, either directly or indirectly, that may be involved. But for the reasons I've already articulated, we're not able to now elaborate on anything beyond what we've shared up here today.